Now, tens of thousands have gathered in the Vatican, St. Peter's Square, to watch outgoing Pope Benedict XVI address his final general audience. The Pontiff's run as the head of the Catholic Church ends, of course, Friday, the first Pope to resign in 6 centuries. Let's get the thoughts of Keith Porteous Wood. He's the Chief Executive Director of the National Secular Society in the UK. Keith, good evening. Thanks for taking the time to be with us tonight. I mean, one of the swirling allegations right now is that there's some sort of influential gay network operating within the Vatican. What do you think about that? And is there any, if you think there is something behind that, is that maybe why the Pope's leaving, or is there no mileage in that at all?
Well, I think it's symptomatic of the fact that he's lost control, and that whole episode over his butler showed that very, very strongly. But I think there's several other important factors playing as well. I'm certainly aware of 2 major issues over child abuse that are going to come up and are going to be very, very hard for the Vatican to swallow, because it's not just that there are the child abuse, bad though that is, issues. It's actually that the finger of blame is going to be pointing at the Vatican for having obstructed justice and all the secret files which it won't release. So that's going to look very bad, and I think people are going to get less and less tolerant about that, and the Vatican has shown no real sign of actually coming to terms with this and putting its hands up and really atoning for its past sins and being much more open and dealing more properly with victims and actually getting the people who've perpetrated these crimes
the question, why not?
Turned over to the police. Sorry?
It begs the question, why not? Why haven't they done that?
The Vatican has been forever an organisation that is only interested in its own power and preserving its own reputation and its own finances. It has always been thus. But with the kind of communications we have today, they can't get away with that any longer, and the stronger regulatory powers as well, and that's also coming to hit them quite big time on money laundering. I mean, there's been rumours for ages about the way that the internal banking of the Vatican's worked, and the fact that they couldn't even get credit cards working in their museums was so humiliating, but so symbolic of the complete breakdown of the system. They just can't get away with that any longer either. And it was very interesting that, disgraced though he was right at the end, that Cardinal O'Brien from the United Kingdom said that he thought that it was about time that priests should be allowed to marry, and which may also be behind some of the child abuse problems. I think the time has come. The Church has got to make up its own mind. It's not for me to tell it, but I think an awful lot of people are thinking it's about time that they ought to start being much more open to modern thinking over issues like these. And also, I mean, their obsession with contraception is so damaging in the third world to women, to women's health, to overpopulation. I mean, that's a kind of something that's just so quiet and not talked about. But it's catastrophic in its implications.
Let's spend 30 seconds looking ahead, try and look at the positives there. What does the Church need to do now, then, to change all this, all these negative things that you're talking about? What would it need to do, and can it happen?
Well, of course, what the outgoing Pope has packed the College of Cardinals with people who are as if not more conservative than he has. So it's going to be pretty hard. But if they've got any sense, they'll actually look and see that the vast majority of Catholics don't actually agree with all their positions on these sensitive social issues. And I think they need to actually look at their own congregation and start taking some signs from that and be much more sensible over issues like contraception, homosexuality, abortion, all those kind of things, and actually be open to secular justice on matters like child abuse and money laundering.
Keith Porteous Wood, thank you for your thoughts tonight.
I hope they do that.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Right.